So season 4, episode 5 of The Flash opens up with Ralph testing his abilities in the, Star Labs training center, and practicing stretching. And I guess as Cisco and them watch out for his vitals. It really was just stretching, that much training though. And then Felicity arrives with a bunch of balloons for Iris's bachelorette party. So while they go out to dinner for champagne at a fancy dress restaurant and Boaz with Cecile and Caitlin, Barry and the guys' plan at first is to just stay at home and watch childhood videos that Cisco somehow managed to compile together. Which is still an unanswered question how he got the baby videos and before he was adopted by Joe. Maybe he went to the old house or something. Because I doubt they would be online. Or maybe Joe had him somewhere. Maybe. But then Ralph comes to Joe's house as the uninvited guest and switches plans and offers all you can eat steak and chicken wings for $4.99 in a place with a great view. So of course they go with his idea, even though Barry is kind of against it at first. And they end up at a strip club. And this was a good episode. So while they're there and Cisco managed to get Barry drunk with the concoction he created, Caitlin is still having issues with the guy that was following her a few episodes ago, which is the Snake Eyes guy, or Snake Eye, since it's just one eye. After he crashes their their dinner. I'll never be able to say bachelorette party. Kind of. Well, anyways, he crashes their dinner at the fancy restaurant and dropped his fake eye into some champagne and goes after Caitlin with this thing that comes out of his eye. Kind of reminds me of something that would happen in like Resident Evil games. So he could be an alien instead of a metahuman, but then why is he on Earth and following the orders of a human? But oh well. It seems like something that would fit more in like Supergirl's world in Earth 19 or something though. So he goes after Caitlin, but Caitlin manages to stop him after turning into Killer Frost. Scares him away. And then tries to run away to a different dimension after gathering some stuff from Star Labs to try and escape Aminet, who she's started working for over 6 months ago because she had technology that would give Caitlin control of Killer Frost, but Killer Frost kept getting stronger, so it not working as much. So she tried to leave, but of course Aminet won't let her leave. So Killer Frost confronts her at her nightclub because she wants an out again, but things don't go as planned, and of course they try to kill each other. After Aminet tells her entire evil plan of capturing this metahuman that was just turned 3 weeks ago. And I guess time in The Flash seems to be going by slower since last week's episode they or the week before that. Yeah, the week before that, the Lady Luck episode, they said that event happened 3 weeks ago too, which is weird time wise, but well. Anyways, he has a metahuman locked up in the back called the Weeper, and he cries drugs, which I don't know how that would be useful for DeVoe, but maybe. And controlling people, maybe? Or just the city's population against them, because unless it has a really strong effect against Barry, which it could. Anyways, Iris and Cecile, who's still pregnant, and Felicity follow Killer Frost to the club. Iris stops them from killing each other, and they walk away because Amunet wants to think that they can just walk away, which of course isn't true. And eventually, Caitlin runs into Amunet again with her metal bending powers. And she doesn't really try in the first fight against her, the first real fight. And when the cops show up, she could have at least used more of her ice abilities, but she does in the second fight after she escapes that one. So, of course, Killer Frost and Caitlin don't want to fight Amunet again because she thinks she'll lose. So Iris, Cecile, and Felicity come up with a plan to take out Amunet down themselves. So they track the properties of her metal. The metal she uses to, I guess, a scrap warehouse filled with magnets, which I don't know why she would go there in the first place if magnets is her greatest weakness. But oh well. Of course, Iris and Felicity get caught before they can count to 3 and shoot them. But luckily, Caitlin shows up to save them. Fights Amunet for a little bit. And then Cecile manages to turn on the magnet to defeat her. And then they just let Amunet go for some reason. They could have at least taken her to the police or locked him up in that metahuman basement under Star Labs. Could have done something, knocked her out. Because of course she's gonna just cause more trouble and get the people of Central City hooked on more drugs. And of course they let the Weeper go too when they should have tried harder to save him. They could have at least talked him into it more. Told him they could help him, fix him up, keep him safe. I feel like eventually he would have agreed. And then back to Barry, who's drunk, tells everyone he's the Flash at the strip club, eats chicken wings, and maybe uses his powers while drunk. That's still unclear after he ran to the bar to grab some peanuts. And of course, Joe runs into Cecile's daughter in the strip club, who's apparently just stripping to write a feminist book. A book on feminism, but it's really not necessary, and Joe talks her out of it too, and she'll probably tell Cecile the next morning like she promised. But of course, Ralph steals $20 from a stripper, gets called out on it. His golden plaque of his picture there gets destroyed, and he starts a stripper club fight. And They all get arrested except for Harry somehow, but he probably was like in the bathroom or something when the cops arrested him or something, away from the fight somewhere, since he wasn't on the couch with the rest of them. But still, Joe still somehow gets arrested even though he's a cop and he should have like his badge on him. He probably didn't have his badge, that's probably why he got arrested. But he's like, the cops know him though, so he shouldn't have been there. But oh well. Barry regrets drinking. Joe solves his issue about being almost 50 and a dad again with another kid. Or all depends on how many Cecile's having, but I'm assuming it's just one. Then fourth season, Joe has 4 kids. Maybe he'll somehow gain more kids in the future. Probably from Cecile, or I feel like more kids will show up in the future somehow for Joe, or maybe grandkids. So he talks to Cecile about his problems. That gets sorted out. Then at the very end, DeVoe just floats on his chair like Professor X or something and goes and captures Weeper himself, and could have easily sent his assistant or someone else or any of his technology. Maybe he doesn't have like teleporting technology or something, but something to grab him instead. Because I feel like just him floating outside in his chairs too, out in the open, he could have, something easily could have gone wrong if Flash or any cameras caught him. Everything could have easily gone wrong, but luckily for him, it didn't. He captured the Weeper for his plan, so he went up to stop him from running away. And that was it. I do wonder what his plans to do with the Weeper is, and if Snake Eyes is really a metahuman or an alien, and if what he's going to use the other metahumans for, especially since their powers so far don't seem all that powerful, because Kilgore can control technology, which I can see how that's helpful, and Hazard, the power of luck on your side is always good. So really, it's just control technology, luck, and drugs so far. Because I doubt he'll get Ralph on his side and his stretching powers, but if he has a fallout with Barry, maybe he'll switch sides. But even if he does switch to DeVoe's side by accident or just by anger and conflict, I feel like he'll switch back to Team Flash again. So it could really go either way, but hopefully Ralph sticks with Team Flash no matter what happens.